We have a radical here. Please memorize your standard graph. If you say f of x is equals to the square root of x, that's going to be your classic graph that starts at the origin here and keeps opening up to the right this way. When you have x minus 2, that's shifted 2 units to the right. So instead of at 0, 0, we're going to start at 2, 0, and it's going to curve this way. The domain is x is greater than or equals to 2. Please include the number 2. There's an actual point here. And the range is y is greater than or equals to 0. It keeps opening upwards. Evaluate f of 11. We're substituting x equals 11. So when you say f of x is equals to x minus 2, we're simply replacing x with 11. 11 minus 2 is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. What is the domain of this function here? Look at the inside of the radical. We know that the inside has to be greater or equals to 0. In general, when you have a square root graph, the inside, let me just change this letter to an A. The inside of a radical, a must be greater or equal to 0. You can't take the square root of a negative number. It's a big rule in math. So therefore, 1 minus 2x, this is your a value, must be greater or equal to 0. Using basic algebra, we throw this over to the right. So 2x is less than or equals to 1. Divide both sides by 2. We have x is less than or equals to 1/2, which is the same thing as x is less than or equals to 1/2. Now let's sketch this cube root function. The cube root graph also has a similar shape. It's crushed down a bit more quickly. However, negative answers are also allowed. It mirrors, flipped about the origin. So this is the shape. X belongs to real numbers, all real numbers, because it keeps opening all the way from the left to the right. And the range y is also all real numbers. It goes from negative infinity up towards positive infinity. Now it's your turn. Sketch g of x is equals to square root of x plus 1. What's the domain? Evaluate g of negative 1. 2. What's the domain of y equals the square root of 3 plus 2/3 x? And finally 3. Y equals negative cube root of x. Sketch this graph. Pause the video.